If you need some help pricing your lawn care business this year, stay tuned. This is the only video you're going to need to get it done. Okay guys, the first thing you need to think about whenever you're determining your pricing is what is your minimum charge, okay? This is the minimum amount that you are going to put your keys in the ignition, drive your vehicle to somebody's house, and drop the trailer, okay? The minimum charge, what it does is, guys, it protects you, okay? It protects your time. If you have crews, it keeps you from losing money, from sending them out and doing work that is not profitable. So for example, here at my company, I have a $40 minimum charge to come out and do work at clients' properties, okay? It doesn't matter if the client's yard falls into a typical $40 a yard cut, or if it's so small that a push mower could do it in 2 swipes. It doesn't matter for us. The minimum charge for us is $40. So if you call for service and we come out and do work, the minimum charge is going to be $40. So number one, guys, determine what is the minimum charge you're willing to crank your truck up, go out to somebody's yard, and do work. Okay guys, the second thing is you need to determine how much you want to make per hour. Now look, it always just blows my mind, the people that ask, well, how much should I charge per hour? Well, that's the beautiful thing about owning your own business. You get to determine how much you want to make. Now ideally, the goal is to have your per man hour rates as high as possible for what your market will allow. I can tell you here at my company, our per man hour rate is about $90 per man hour. That is what we shoot for. Now that is extremely high for my market, and there are certain ways that I'm able to get that rate, and I'm going to discuss that a little bit later in this video. Okay, how do you determine your per man hour rate? Okay, this is the meat and potatoes of this video, and we're going to slow it down and we're going to back into our price right now, okay? Well, first you need to determine how much you want to make per hour. What did we say? Let's say you wanted to make $60 per hour, okay? You would take the time of the yard and divide it by 60, okay? So let's make it simple. Let's say a 30-minute yard, so you would divide 30 by 60, okay? So 30 divided by 60 is 0.5, okay? So you said that you wanted to make $60 per hour, okay? So that would mean that you would need to charge $30 for a yard that took you 30 minutes. Okay, let's do another example. Let's say you wanted to make $75 per man hour, okay? And this yard is going to take you 40 minutes to do, okay? So what would you do? You would divide 40, your time, by 60. 60 is always constant. So 40 divided by 60 is what? It's 0.66666 extending, okay? So you would take that 0.666 and then you would multiply it by your per man hour rate, 75, and that would give you $50. So if you wanted to generate $75 per hour on a yard that takes you 40 minutes, you would need to charge $50 to generate $75 per hour. All right, guys, I hope that's making sense, but if not, let's just do one more problem. Okay, let's say again you wanted to generate $75 per hour, but on this yard, it takes you 1 hour and 15 minutes to do. How would you do that problem? Well, let's work it out real quick. Okay, so 1 hour and 15 minutes. What is that, guys? That is 75 minutes, okay? I hope I don't have to explain how that works, but that's 75 minutes. So you would divide 75 by 60. Again, 60 is always constant. So 75 divided by 60 is 1.25, okay? So we said you wanted to make $75 per man hour. So if that job takes you 1 hour and 15 minutes, that's 75 minutes, and you wanted to make $75 per hour, you would multiply 1.25 times 75. You would need to charge $93.75 to generate a $75 per man hour rate on that yard. All right, guys, I hope that made sense to you. If not, go back through it. I spelled that out pretty much as easily as I could on how to back into your pricing whenever you determine how long a yard is going to take you. So how do you determine how long a yard is going to take you? Well, over time, guys, you start to get a feel for these size properties takes 20 minutes. These types of properties take 30 minutes. And really the best way to go about doing that is to start tracking your times on the yard and collecting data for certain neighborhoods, for certain areas of town. That way your pricing becomes very standardized based on the size of the yard. All right, the next thing that I'm going to tell you guys, and this is the game changer, this is what separates extremely profitable businesses from ones that are not so profitable. All right, guys, so the thing that I want to talk about in setting your prices for extreme profit in your market is that you need to figure out what type of property is the absolute most profitable, okay? Let's walk through an example of this. So let's say you can get $45 for a yard that takes you 30 minutes to do, okay? Well, that means you're generating $90 per man hour on that yard. But the next property comes along, and this property is going to take you 1 hour to do. Well, you would think that you would need to charge $90 for that property because you want to stick with your $90 per man hour rate. My experience has been the bigger the yard, the more time it takes you, the more your profit margins shrink. Many of the other lawn care business owners that I talk to say the exact same thing. The bigger the property in their market, the smaller the margins are, okay? My argument would be that it would be better to go and do 2 of the $45 yards that are side by side and generate $90 in an hour than it would be to go and try to pick up an hour yard that you're not going to be able to get a full $90 for. You may be able to get $70 for that yard. So it would be better to do 2 yards that generate you $90 per hour rather than 1 yard that generates you $70 per hour. Guys, it takes extreme discipline to let your business grow slow, but if you will do that, your business will be extremely profitable. That is the approach that I've taken here at my company. We have grown slower than we would have if I had said yes to every type of property that comes along. But I have a very particular client in mind, a very particular size yard that I know we can do the absolute fastest with the highest margins, and we only target those particular properties. Guys, having extreme profit margins offers you so many advantages over your competitors in your market. Obviously, having more profit is good, but what about being able to pay your employees better than anybody else in the area? Do you think you would have a problem attracting new employees once word got out that you're paying your guys X amount of dollars whenever the company down the road is paying them $10, $11, and $12 an hour? Guys, do you think that your employee retention would be a lot better and you would have less problems with employee turnover if you had high margins and can pay them better? Guys, I'm here to tell you that your retention problems will go way down and you're not going to have any shortage of phone calls of new people trying to come to work for your business. Again, the trade-off is that you are going to grow a little bit slower, but my argument is you only have so many hours in the day. Why not pack your schedule with the yards, with the things that is the absolute most profitable? So look, you've learned how to set your minimum charge for your business. You've learned how to set your per man hour rates based on the time associated with the yard. And we've talked about maximizing profit for your market by targeting those yards that are the absolute most profitable for your business. Guys, if you will do those things, your lawn care business will have higher margins than any other competitor in your area. You will have a major advantage over anybody else. If you want a standard pricing cheat sheet that you can use to standardize your pricings, check out this video right here. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave me a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know if it helped you out or not, okay? Hope everybody has a blessed 2020 spring season, and hopefully your pricing is going to be on point this year. Good luck.